Yesterday, I sent a short message in English, just one sentence. I wrote, I am agree. Then I checked it again. Something felt a little off, not terrible, not a big mistake, but I paused for a second and thought, maybe that is not the natural way to say it.
That kind of small mistake is very real. Small enough that life goes on, but clear enough that you remember it. One sentence, one small correction, and suddenly English teaches you something.
Later, I checked it. I learned that I should say, I agree, not I am agree. And the next time I wanted to say it, the better sentence came back to me.
So maybe that mistake was not only a mistake, maybe it was also a small lesson. Not dramatic, not painful, just useful.
That helps. Not every mistake has to feel heavy. Some mistakes are just little signs. They show me what to fix next.
And this is where today's phrase comes in. Older but wiser. It does not only mean you have more years, it means you have more experience. You have gone through something. You have learned from it. And now you understand a little more.
So I can make a mistake and still move forward.
In English learning, this is a very important idea. A mistake is not the end. Sometimes it is the lesson. Welcome to English Unbound. I am Bevin.
And I am Anna. Today we are learning a simple English phrase, older but wiser.
This phrase is short, but it carries a lot of life inside it. It can help you talk about age, but more importantly, it can help you talk about experience, mistakes, lessons, growth, reflection, and the quiet feeling of understanding something better than before.
When I first heard older but wiser, I thought it only meant I am older now, so I know more.
Part of it, yes, but we can use the phrase in a wider way. Older but wiser can mean I went through something. I made a mistake. I learned a lesson. Now I understand more.
So it is not only about age, it is about what experience teaches you.
Here is the heart of today's episode. We are not only going to explain the phrase, we are going to learn how to use it in real life, especially when you want to say, I made a mistake, but I learned from it. I had an experience and now I understand more. I am not perfect, but I am growing.
That feels useful because when I make a mistake in English, I usually only think, oh no, I was wrong.
Many learners feel that, but today we will look at mistakes in a different way, not as a label, not as proof that you are bad at English, but as information. A mistake can show you the next small thing to learn.
So the mistake says, look here, this part needs practice.
A kinder way to see it, and also a practical way, because if a mistake teaches you something, then you are not only older, you are older but wiser. Let us slow down and look at the phrase, older but wiser. Older means you have more time behind you, maybe more years, maybe more experience, maybe more moments where life taught you something. Wiser means you understand more. You can make better choices. You can see things more clearly. You learned something from what happened before.
And but is important here. Older but wiser. It sounds like there is a contrast.
Good noticing, but often shows contrast. Maybe getting older can sound negative to some people, but the phrase changes the feeling. It says, yes, Time has passed. Yes, I have been through things, but I also learned. I understand more now.
So older but wiser has a hopeful feeling. It does not only say, I am older, it says, I learned something from my life.
You can use it in many simple situations. For example, when I was younger, I worried too much. Now I am older but wiser.
That means before I worried a lot, but now I understand life better.
Another example, I made a bad choice before, but I am older but wiser now.
That means I did something wrong before, but I learned from it.
One more. After that mistake, I became older but wiser.
This one feels close to English learning because after I say something wrong, I may feel unsure. But if I learn the better sentence, I become a little wiser.
For today, you can remember the phrase in this simple way. Older but wiser means I have more experience now. I learned from what happened, and I understand a little more than before. Now, let us look at when people use older but wiser. You may hear it when someone talks about the past, a choice they made, a problem they went through, a mistake they do not want to repeat. The phrase often has a gentle feeling. It says, I was different before. Now I understand more.
So it is not only for big life stories, it can also be for small moments, right? Like a message mistake, or saying the wrong sentence, or choosing a strange word and learning a better one later.
Small moments count too. Let me give you a few simple examples. You can say, I used to answer too fast. Now I think first. I guess I am older but wiser. Or, I made that mistake once. I will not do it again. Older but wiser. Or, last year I worried about every small error. Now I just learn from it. Older but wiser.
The last one feels close to me. Last year, I worried about every small error. Now I just learn from it. That feels very close to learning English.
Older but wiser can also be used when you learn from a normal day. Not a huge event, just a small moment that teaches you something. Maybe you ordered coffee and used the wrong phrase. Later, you heard someone say it in a more natural way. Next time, you use the better phrase. That is a small, older but wiser moment.
That feels real. Not every lesson has to be big. Sometimes it is just, oh, people say it this way, then I remember it.
Another situation. You talk with a friend and you answer too quickly. Later, you think, I should have slowed down. Next time, you pause before you answer. That is also older but wiser. You learn from the moment.
I can imagine that. Sometimes I know the words, but I rush. Then my sentence becomes messy. Maybe the lesson is not only English, maybe the lesson is slow down first.
One more simple scene. You look at an old English note from last month. At that time, one sentence felt hard. Now you can say it more easily. You can think, I am older but wiser now. Not because one month made you perfect, but because practice gave you more understanding.
That version feels encouraging. It makes the phrase feel connected to progress. Small progress, but still progress.
And you can also use the phrase when you look back at a difficult time. For example, that year was not easy, but I came out older but wiser. This means the experience was hard, but it taught you something. You did not only pass through time, you carried a lesson out of it.
So older but wiser can sound honest, not perfect, not like everything was beautiful, more like it was not easy, but I learned.
A phrase is not only a group of words, sometimes it carries a way to look at life. Older but wiser carries this idea. Something happened, and I understand more now.
Can we talk more about mistakes? Because I understand the phrase, but when I actually make a mistake, I still feel a little uncomfortable.
Of course, a mistake can feel personal. It can feel like it says something about you. But in learning, a mistake is often just information. It tells you what is not clear yet. It points to the next small thing you can practice.
So if I say, I am agree, the mistake is not saying Anna is bad at English. It is only saying this sentence needs a small correction.
Not a judgment, a correction. It shows you the next step. The better sentence is, I agree. Shorter, clearer, more natural. Then your brain has a new path.
A new path. That image helps me because the old path was I am agree. The new path is I agree. And after I use it a few times, the new path feels easier.
Practice works this way, not by never making mistakes, but by noticing, correcting, and trying again. Notice, correct, try again. This is small but powerful.
So older but wiser in English learning could mean I made the mistake. I noticed it. I learned the better way. Now I can use it.
This is the learning version of the phrase, and it is useful because it removes some pressure. You do not need to be perfect to become wiser. You only need to learn from what happened.
That feels lighter. It does not make mistakes fun, but it makes them less scary.
Less scary and more useful. A mistake can be a small mirror. It shows you one part of your English clearly. Then you can work with that part, one small part at a time. Now let us practice 3 useful patterns. Please listen first, then repeat if you want. Take your time. We will keep the sentences simple and real.
Pattern 1. I learned from it.
I made a mistake, but I learned from it. I said the sentence wrong, but I learned from it. I felt unsure, so I checked it, and I learned from it.
This pattern feels useful because it is simple. It does not explain everything. It just says, something happened and I took a lesson from it.
Pattern 2. I am older but wiser.
I worried too much before. Now I am older but wiser. I made that choice once. Now I am older but wiser. I used to feel bad about every mistake. Now I am older but wiser.
Notice how this pattern looks back. It is useful when you compare past you and present you. Before, I did this. Now, I understand more.
Pattern 3. That mistake taught me something.
That mistake taught me something. That conversation taught me something. That difficult moment taught me something.
This one feels direct. It does not hide the mistake, but it also does not stay in the mistake. It moves to the lesson.
Clear and simple. Here is a small combined version. You can say, I made a mistake. I learned from it. I am older but wiser now.
Let me try one from my message mistake. I wrote, I am agree. Then I learned, I agree. That mistake taught me something. Maybe I am a little wiser now.
This is the practice. Not a big speech, not a perfect story, just one mistake and one lesson. Now let us hear a short real-life dialogue. The situation is simple. Anna sent a message in English. She noticed one sentence felt a little strange. Later, she asked Bevin about it.
Bevin, can I ask you something? Yesterday I wrote, I am agree. I think people understood me, but it sounded a little strange. Is that right?
I know what you mean. The natural sentence is I agree, no am. Just I agree.
Ah, okay. I agree. Much cleaner. I think I added am because I was thinking about Chinese first.
That happens to many learners. You are building the English sentence while your first language is still helping in the background. It is normal. The good news is now you have the natural phrase.
So next time, I can just say, I agree. Short and clear.
Short and clear. And if you want to reflect on the mistake later, you can say, I made a small mistake, but I learned from it.
I made a small mistake, but I learned from it. That feels good. It does not make the mistake disappear, but it gives it a purpose.
And now you can add the phrase, older but wiser.
I made a small mistake, but I learned from it. Older but wiser.
There you go. One small message, one small correction, one useful phrase. This is real English practice. Now let us make this very practical. If you want to use older but wiser in your own English, you can try a small method. I call it one mistake, one lesson. You do not need a long story. You only need two simple sentences. First, say what happened. Then say what you learned.
One mistake, one lesson. That sounds simple enough. Can you show me?
Of course. Here is the basic pattern. I made a mistake. I learned from it. That is the shortest version. If you want to add a little more, you can say, I made a mistake with this sentence. Now I know the better way. Or, I used the wrong word. Now I understand it better.
So I do not need to explain everything. I do not need to tell a full story. I just connect the mistake to the lesson.
And that connection is important. Many learners stop at the mistake. They think, I was wrong. Then they feel bad. But if you add the lesson, the story changes. It becomes, I was wrong, and now I know more. That is the movement from mistake to wisdom. You can use 3 very small steps. Step 1. Write the mistake. Step 2. Write the better way. Step 3. Write the lesson. For example, mistake. I am agree. Better way. I agree. Lesson. I do not need am here.
That is very clear. Mistake, better way, lesson. It feels like a small learning record, not a punishment.
That feeling is right. It is not a punishment page. It is a wisdom page. You can write one line after speaking practice, one line after watching a video, one line after a message. Very small, very useful.
I want to try with my message mistake. I wrote, I am agree. I learned to say, I agree. One mistake, one lesson.
That works. And now you can make it a little more natural. I wrote, I am agree, but I learned the natural phrase, I agree. That mistake taught me something. Now I am a little older but wiser.
A little older but wiser feels right to me. It feels gentle, not too big, not dramatic, just a small learning moment.
This is the tone we want. A small learning moment. You can use this method after speaking, writing, listening, or even watching a short video. Ask yourself, what was one mistake? What was one better way? What was one lesson?
That feels useful for a notebook too. Not a huge vocabulary list, just 3 lines. Mistake, better way, lesson.
3 lines are enough. And if you do this often, your mistakes will not feel like a wall. They will feel more like little signs on the road. Each sign says, here is the next small thing.
Can I try to build a few examples by myself?
Please do. Take your time. Make them simple. Make them true.
Okay, first example. I used the wrong word in a message. I checked it later. I learned a better word. Now I am older but wiser.
Clear. It has the mistake, the action, and the lesson.
Second example. I answered too fast. I did not think carefully. Next time, I will slow down. I am older but wiser.
That one is useful for real conversations. Sometimes the lesson is not only a grammar lesson. Sometimes the lesson is slow down, breathe, and choose your words.
Third example. I forgot a simple word. I felt unsure. Then I used another simple sentence. That moment taught me something. I can still communicate.
That one shows another kind of wisdom. Wisdom is not only knowing more words. Sometimes wisdom is knowing how to continue with the words you already have.
That connects with our last episode, too. Not more words. Words I can use.
Good connection. And this is why phrases are useful. They help you hold a whole idea in a small shape. Older but wiser is a small phrase, but it can hold a big idea. I learned from life. I learned from mistakes. I understand more now.
I think I understand it better now. At first, I thought it was only about age. Now I feel it is about reflection. It is about looking back and saying, that taught me something.
That understanding is strong, and you built it yourself. You did not only repeat the phrase, you used it with your own examples.
That makes it feel more like mine.
And this is the goal. A phrase is not truly yours when you can only translate it. It becomes yours when you can connect it to your own life. Let us take a quiet moment to review. Today we learned the phrase older but wiser. We learned that older can mean more time, more experience, or more moments behind you. Wiser means you understand more, choose better, or see something more clearly.
And we learned that, but changes the feeling. Older but wiser. It is not only time passed, it is also I learned.
We also practiced a very useful idea. One mistake, one lesson. When something goes wrong, you can ask yourself, what did I learn? Not to blame yourself, not to stay in the mistake, but to take one small lesson from it.
I think that is what I will remember. One mistake, one lesson. It feels small, but useful.
If you stayed with us until here, you did something real today. You did not only learn a phrase, you learned how to use a phrase to talk about growth. You learned how to take a mistake and turn it into a simple English sentence. You learned a small way to reflect in English. That is real practice.
That makes the lesson feel useful. Not just information, not just meaning, but something I can say after a real moment.
Here is the value. In English learning, useful language often comes from real moments. A message you wrote, a word you forgot, a sentence you corrected, a conversation that felt a little hard, a short video you did not fully understand at first. These moments can teach you, and when you learn from them, you become older but wiser.
So maybe next time I make a mistake, I can pause and say, okay, what is the lesson here?
A useful question. What is the lesson here? This question can make your learning softer and stronger at the same time. Softer because you are not attacking yourself. Stronger because you are still learning.
Softer and stronger. I like that.
And I want you to feel that today. You are allowed to learn slowly. You are allowed to correct yourself. You are allowed to make a small mistake and take a small lesson from it. This is not failure. This is learning. So before this episode ends, give yourself a little credit. You listened. You understood a phrase. You saw how it works in real life. You practiced simple patterns. You watched Anna build her own examples. And now you have one small method you can use today. Mistake, better way, lesson.
Mistake, better way, lesson. That feels easy to remember.
And if you can remember that, you are not only collecting English, you are learning how to grow with English, one small sentence at a time. Before you go, here is one small practice for today. Write one sentence with this pattern. I learned from it.
You can keep it very simple. For example, I made a mistake, but I learned from it. Or, I said it wrong, but I learned from it. Or, I felt unsure, so I checked it and I learned from it.
If you want, write your sentence in the comments. One small sentence is enough. You do not need a long explanation. Just one mistake and one lesson.
My sentence today is, I wrote one sentence wrong, but I learned from it.
And you can add the phrase if it feels natural. I wrote one sentence wrong, but I learned from it. Older but wiser.
Older but wiser. I understand it now. It is not just about getting older. It is about learning from what happened.
This is what we practice today. I am Bevin.
And I am Anna.
This is English Unbound. Keep your sentence small. Keep your practice gentle. And when a mistake teaches you something, let it become part of your wisdom. Bye for now.